and rescuers are digging through 8-foot snowdrifts to reach some drivers stranded overnight on US 340 in the western part of Maryland. We're told state police are using a helicopter to keep an eye on the situation on the ground there. On the other side of the state, the blizzard broke Baltimore's all-time record for most snow in a single season. And throughout the storm, Big Brother was watching. Maryland has a giant facility that monitors traffic cameras from all across the state. That's where our Molly Henneberg is right now, live at the Maryland State Highway Administration headquarters in Hanover. So now that the snow has stopped, Molly, what's job one?
Hey, John, well, first we got some new information in about those rescues we were talking about. Let me update you on that. A number of the incidents happened in Frederick County west of here, and that's where they had those 8 to 10 foot snow drifts on the side of the highways. They really took the brunt of the storm. Now, at least 39 vehicles were disabled or in some way broken down on state roads. And these are people, authorities here tell us, who probably went out at the height of the storm and they ended up having to sleep in their cars because they got stuck. So state police, state highway officials, and the National Guard went out to try to rescue them. We're told most of those people have been helped, and no reports so far coming in of people needing medical help or having medical issues. So that's the latest on the update of those rescues. Let me step out of the way so you can get a look at the operations center here. My photographer, David Williams, will show you some of the screens here. There are cameras all over the state. They feed in here. These cameras are on highways, and this site is manned 24/7, so they can get the conditions. And you see in the center screen there, David, if you can focus on it, somebody needs help. There's some sort of stuck vehicle on a road that looks like it's down to bare pavement, but somebody needed help, so they're getting rescue work there. So they can send in rescue, they can see conditions, and they can react accordingly here. The focus today is getting more lanes open. Most of the state-controlled roads are passable, but the goal is to get more lanes open on those roads. John?
Nice to see some asphalt after all of that snow. Molly, thank you.
Yes.
Well, of course, huge parts of the country are digging out from under all that snow. Third major snowstorm to hit the East Coast in less than 2 months. You know what some people are asking? Does climate change have anything to do with it? Nothing to do with it? Eric Shawn has the task of looking into that today. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Jane. Well, to some, the snow is proof that global warming is a crock. To others, it's proof that global warming is real. You think the massive snowstorms mean there's no global warming, but some say all this snow is due to global warming. The National Wildlife Federation says global warming causes heavier precipitation, which brings the bigger storms. In fact, a 2003 Journal of Climate Study has claimed that global warming has caused warmer air to be supercharged with more moisture, and that's what causes the blizzards. Well, climate scientist Brenda Eckersall of the Union of Concerned Scientists told us this week's storms are the result, she says, of global warming.
I could totally understand why you associate snow with not being global warming, but the truth is that if you understand the physics and the science of global warming, intense blizzards are entirely consistent with global warming. It just means that you're in a cold season.
Well, she says precipitation has actually increased 67%. You know what that means, more snow when it's cold. But other scientists who accept global warming are not convinced the problem is as severe as we are told. For example, you know, there's a lot of controversy over the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which has spearheaded the global warming issue, allegations that they have knowingly used false information, and that one study it relied on was actually done by a student. Then there were those disputed emails from the British University Climate Change Division, where one scientist was quoted as saying they had to hide the decline in temperatures over the past few years. But despite all that, one noted environmentalist, Born Lomberg, told us he does believe in global warming. He thinks it's not right to blame every extreme weather event on it. We interviewed him in December for a Fox News climate change special.
There's a tendency in which you assign everything that happens out of the ordinary as if it was caused by global warming. Perhaps famously, the flooding of New Orleans, which had nothing to do with global warming. It was a Category 3 hurricane, not a Category 5.
But for now, Ms. Eckersall forecasts more intense rain and snow where it's now, drier in the southwest. In short, more extreme weather, even if you don't think it's caused by global warming. Jane?